Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick little time-lapse intro there, see how that works out, mix it up a bit. The weather's crazy at the moment. It's still really warm, humid, but it's been thunderstorms, all kinds of stuff. But it's the weekend, so I'm going to try and do a little bit today, if I can. Still dealing with all these shenanigans down here. My only real option is to take the bonnet off, cut it out and make a piece up. I'm actually considering using some of this. I just took out the inside, which might work quite well actually. It already has a bit of a bend in it, might work. You saw me attacking the inside of here. You have no light, no space. It's really not very fun at all. So I've got the majority of that piece off. I've just got to take off from here, across, down. I think it's going to be a case of cutting, grinding. You can now clearly see the quarter panel there, which was overlaid in a previous repair, and that bit down there is the piece I'm adding to it, which is going to go to the channel eventually, somewhere maybe. But it's all looking a bit like a mess at the moment, so I don't think I'm going to do too much filming in this video. I just want to try and get this section cut out and cleaned up, so then I can go forward and see how I'm going to attack this. So that'll probably end up being a cut and a panel made up to replace it. We'll see. But like I said, I should definitely have took advantage of the body being off when I had it off, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm just going to continue cleaning. I might record some more time lapse. It's just a quick video really to say where I'm up to, what I'm on with, what's happening, and just rubbish really. One thing I just noticed here, which was probably picked up in the last clip. Hold on a sec. That's the information from my panel, and there's the quarter one. See, that's made in Brazil. Sorry, the lighting's terrible. I think that kind of makes things worse. That's like a good quarter panel, and it's just been butchered on like that. I don't know. Just thought something I would share. Hey guys, welcome back. It's the next day. I wasn't really feeling it yesterday. I didn't do much at all. The weather, and I was just exhausted, so I didn't really get up to that much. Just seeing the intro, cut a little bit out in this section up here, still more to go, but in order for me to do any work on that section, I'm gonna have to remove the bonnet, the hood, however you want to call it. So that's gonna have to come off to give me better access, because where the damage is, it's where the spring thing, holder, bonnet, stopper falling down, thingy is. So I'm gonna have to take that off. It's inevitable. Hopefully I can find somewhere safe to put that. I've never actually took the bonnet off before, and I've always been quite happy with the way it sits. and you see the gap, it's pretty good. So I don't really want to mess around with alignment and things like that, so I'm probably going to try and mark somehow. Sorry about the wind, complete change in weather. I'm probably going to try and mark where it's located so I can put it straight back here when I'm done. Yeah, we'll remove this guy off here, and because I've never done it before, I might go through what it takes. It's just a couple of bolts as far as I know, and then just time lapse me taking it off rather than you having to suffer me undoing some bolts. So let's get on with that. Just want to say a big thanks to all the people that made this possible, the recording of the videos and stuff. Today I would like to personally thank Jack Stand, Vice Grip Cameraman, for all these great shots that we're about to enjoy and help record everything that's going on here. So, big round of applause. Thank you. Alright, so what we have, it's a few points of interest where we can remove the hood. Wait a second, guys. Just want to prove. There we go. Is that better? Maybe. Yeah. Over. So obviously, one bolt, two bolts. They do not look original at all. They look far too clean and new. Well, like I say, I've never took this bonnet off. We've got two here and the same on the other side. That will allow me to take it straight off. Now, that gets interesting. Do I take the full hinge off? Because obviously this spring down here is where it's damaged. I won't need to that side unless there's a hidden repair there also. I hope you can hear me, by the way. It's pretty windy. Let's continue. So on this side it's very likely that I will there's some kind of pin. Maybe I can leave the hinge and take this out. I don't know. This is all new to me. I think what I'm going to do is take these off on each side, and that will get one off. But like I was saying, I'm happy with the location of it and I don't want that to change. So I'm going to probably mark along the edge, because if I do it around the washer could move. It might not be the right size for the bolt that's in there. So if I do around that, it won't be accurate. So if I like do a scribe around this edge of the bracket and that end on both sides, then when I come to put it back on, I can line it up with that and hopefully everything should stay as is. So we'll do a time lapse on that, and then if something goes wrong, hopefully you won't pick it up. Alright guys, we're back for the last bolt. As you saw, I've put a piece of wood here to help support it, and hopefully with it resting on these springs, it shouldn't fall, we shouldn't have a disaster and lose the camera and all that good stuff. So I'm going to take the last bolt out and hopefully have a nice safe removal of the bonnet, which is what I'm going to continue to call it from now on instead of referring to that on hood, because I'm here in the UK and that's what we know it as. So let's take this last bolt out and hopefully there's no, it's coming out nice and easy. Hopefully there's no disasters. And now I should just be able to watch out for this piece of wood though, guys. I don't know where that's going to end up. Right, well that went relatively smoothly. Obviously this hinge looks cockeyed because it is. 1 second. That's better, I can see what I'm talking about. So obviously this hinge, this is all new to me, so if I go quiet I'm investigating, bear with me. So okay, it's always a good idea to keep your work area clean so you can see what you're working with. Okay, I should be able to keep that out of the way without the need for removing that up there. But to be fair, it seems, I don't know, that's attached. I might investigate that further, but like I said, I can get in here nice and easy. I've got plenty of room there now. The other side, like I said, I don't need to remove this. That's a factory hole for a panel. That world is not. I don't know. But yeah, it looks a bit lumpy down there, so I'll have to investigate that as well, obviously. This hinge, well, they're both really, we don't expect them to be like that. I thought they'd be a bit more sturdy. Surprised there. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's the way it is. So, yeah. Front end fun. Oh, let's have a look at the bonnet while we got it off. Overall, I suppose it's not too bad. Can be saved. Crusty, that's just paint flaking. Over here, some more repairs have been done. You can see very slightly where I marked it, so I can line it back up when it comes to that. Did that both sides, so it should go on nicely where it was. Up here is the crusty end. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, if anything. We'll see. Okay, so next job I think is I'm going to clear all the rubbish out here, and then I'm probably going to lift the body up off the chassis, because I honestly need more room in there to work. I'm not really a big person, but it's, you can see it's a small space. It's only really meant to put your feet in there. So I'm going to have a clean up, raise the front end of the body up. Back should be fine. It shouldn't go anywhere resting on that. That should be no bother at all there. And the front should stay in alignment. This is nice. So it should just lift up along these threads, and just to give myself some more room so I can actually get in there a bit more comfortably and cut out the rest of what's in there. So I'll probably do a time lapse of me messing about with everything, so it's not hopefully too boring. And yeah, a lot of times just prep work, just getting things in a position where you can work on them easily and getting it done. So let's get it done. One really quick thing I will say, which is very important, any pieces of hardware that you remove, if possible, place back where it comes from, because you will lose it. That's how I know. The amount of nuts, bolts, washers that you can't get hold of that I have lost is quite staggering. For such a small car that's supposed to be very simple, there is a lot to them, believe it or not. A lot. So I definitely recommend putting every nut and bolt where it belongs. So you don't lose it. Look at that. Okay guys, there we are. Bonnet's off. Car is up in the air. You've gotta appreciate the way I've done this. Not blowing my own trumpet, but it's so simple. It's so simple. I mean, it's not a huge amount of space in there, but the way I can easily lift the body and lower it. It's a jack, it doesn't come out of alignment. Initially I did want to make some kind of setup with these threaded bars where I could put like a, what do you call them, like a gun on it and wind them up and wind it down easily. We're using the jacks just as easy. Just gives me the access that I'm going to need to get in everywhere. I mean, it's not loads of room, but I mean it's a lot more accessible than what it was. I mean, I could go higher if I wanted to. You see, and just so essentially all I did was I lifted the whole of the vehicle up, then put these axle stands under with some wood, as you can see, load it back down, and then the body stayed where it was. The chassis came down to the floor, and like I say, I can go up much higher if I choose to, which I might yet. I might do that because the room I've got, I mean, it's brought this up a lot higher to me, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable to work on. Getting in here, still difficult, not ideal, but I mean, if I raise up anymore, just with the pedal assembly here, I think is the biggest problem, and I don't want to remove it. I don't, because then you've got the whole clutch cable issue, which I don't want to deal with while the body's on. I've done it before, I know you can do it. I should have probably fashioned something up to make my life easier when doing that, but I'd never. Hindsight and all that. Visibility is very poor, so I think I've just got to get up in here, dig this out as best I can, and then it's just going to be nice. It's just going to be a case of seeing how this is held in place. Sorry, there's stuff everywhere. So how this is held in place, I can't really work that out at the moment. I can't see spot welds. There's no telltale signs of what's holding that in there. So I don't know. What I might end up doing is cutting right along the edge of the rot here, because this is inside panel underneath the dash, and cutting a whole section out and make for that. Let's see. Okay, I decided to take the hinge out real quick. It's making filming difficult and it was in the way. It's just one bolt, and to be fair, I'm glad I did, because I can clean that off. There's just one bolt held in up on that bracket there. Everything looks lovely under there. Terrible. However, when I did do it, bear in mind on this side, which is this side here, there's a, as you can see, a big, very big washer. And if you don't have your body off and you're not aware of this, what will happen is what happened to me, falls all the way down there and gets lost in your air pillar. But thankfully mine's not connected to anything, and luckily it didn't fall in the heater channel, which it could have. That wouldn't have been good. And it landed inside. And also, this is what I'm talking about, hardware. Like, this is the bolt that's holding it in place. I mean, how common are they? I don't know. I've never really seen a bolt like that. I'm sure they're available, but just bear in mind there's nothing there. Bear in mind you want to, that's the seams that put in for the rubbers to sit into, and it's just a rot trap. I'm getting rid of all of them. I'm just going to get Mexican seals, I think they are, and they just run all the way up around the outside of the hood, and way better than that's going. Don't worry about that. But yeah, hardware, important. I'll give it a clean up and I'll put it back in place. Same with this guy. I'm hoping that bracket in there's threaded and there wasn't a nut that I've lost, because I didn't see that inside the car, and that may well have fell inside there. So I don't see it. I'm hoping not. So I'll just clean that up off camera, put it back in place for now. We can see a bit better whatever the hell someone decided to do here. That's going to all get cleaned up, and I'm going to attempt to see what I can do about that. Yeah. Also, yeah, I filmed it but I didn't point it out. Anybody who's been following the progress, if you want to call it that, oh, you can't really see, but this quarter panel that was overlaid, this guy was just butt welded down here, and the lip that comes with them, even like on this terrible repair panel, this lip here wasn't there. So I did they cut it off? What did they do with it? Because it's meant to go into this seam and be pinch welded. So now I've got a better access, I can show you what they do with it. See that? Yep. Right there. That's it. That is the lip. It's supposed to be pinch welded into the seam. That's also it there. Bent it over. Like, why? From what I can tell, it's a good quarter panel, and it just seems like maybe they didn't know what they were doing, which is a shame. But I was talking to my brother and we were discussing this, and I'm not going to complain too much about the repairs that have been done on the car, even though they have created more work for me, because at the end of the day they kept the car on the road and stopped it from going to get scrapped. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, you can see where it runs there with how it dips in over here. You see that? So that can get addressed. I'm just gonna look away at this and take my time with it, not get too wound up about it. Excuse me. I'm also planning on doing a video on this model, Beetle, because it's not just a standard Beetle, even though it kind of is. If you can see, there was a badge on there, and if you haven't guessed from the titles and everything, it is a GT Beetle, which is quite rare now, and they came with some pretty cool features. So I'm thinking of doing a video coming up on that, just to try and give people a bit more knowledge on these cars. Yeah, I know there was a lot of special editions that were made, but I have this one and not the others, so I might talk a little bit on that and the reason why I'm attempting to fix this car. But you can see we've got a lot more access up here, that's way better. I can easily get in there now to do that repair, so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, might raise it up a little bit more. I'll get in there, see what it's like up in there to get the rest of that metal out. Once that is done, once I've got the rest of that out, I can see about plug welding this to this, welding it here and along here, doing my repair, and then putting this piece with this. So sorry about the lighting. That's how it's gonna go. Yeah. So guys, if got a tip here, if you like me and go on, and you would love one of those bench grinders, you know, the ones that sit on, they've got the two rotating grinding discs on them. But it's a safety, so it's not an option. What you can do is you make a drill in your camera work, in your workbench here, just like so, and wedge it in place so that the trigger is pressed down. Get all of your crusty, scabby old washer. Yeah, let's get a good shot of that so we can see. Yeah. And then turn on the power. You will not be able to hear. So I'm going to turn that. Turn on the power and you have yourself a little bench grinder. Let's see how this goes. Anyway, you get the idea. Clean it up a little bit. Well, I thought it might have been kind of fun to see that process in action. I am extremely nervous when it comes to raising car bodies up and lowering them on jack stands and what have you. It terrifies me. Same as with connecting batteries and disconnecting and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. Yeah, just scary. But you just make sure you're very careful. Wear as much protection as you need. Make sure you're away from anything, so if something does go wrong, it doesn't hit you, injure you in any way. Yeah, just common sense and be safe. So I raised it up quite a bit at the front now. So hopefully that is going to give me the space, or enough space to get in there now. I mean, look at the difference, the car's like way up now. So the body is steady-ish. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know whether I'm going to film it because I get pretty agitated when it cramps space trying to grind that out and clean it all. So I don't know if I film it. I'm just going to try and get in there as best I can, get out the rest of that metal, clean it up, and that's as much as I want to get done today. Oh yeah, you can see in there real nicely now. So stuff. Can see the problem now, and I will be able to work out how I'm going to attack this now. It's always best to clean everything off as best you can, get everything out of the way so you can assess the situation, decide the best way of going about it for you and your ability and the tools you have. That's the best advice I can really give when doing any work. Just don't have any rubbish lying around like this. Be safe and do the best you can, which is all I try and do. So we're up in the air now. I think I've given myself enough space. I'll move this disgusting old breather pipe for the fuel inlet out of the way, and strangely enough I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's calculated distance or whatever, but this attaches to your filler and then it runs all the way up, all the way around here, all the way along. I think you can see it just there above the brake fluid reservoir, all the way around and there to nothing. I don't know why they did single, I don't know, but that's the way it has been run, so that's the way it'll stay, but neater. So this non-organised chaos is going to get tidied up, so it's a bit more pleasant to work in here. Wiring, yeah, not going to worry about that for a long time. So I'm going to get set up in here, try and move the pedal assembly out the way so I don't butcher it, because that has been powder coated and it looks nice. Well, it did. And yeah, I just want to get this section done, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully the next clip will be me showing you that all stripped back, all nice clean solid metal, and we can discuss how we're going to go forward to repair that. Fingers crossed. Well guys, it's official. You must all the fun. Slackers. Yeah, this was hell. I was crouched up in that position up there, leaning over, wide wheel to clean off, grinder, cutting disc which I didn't use yet, hammer, chisel. My back's broken. Let's let me see if I can show you where I go to. So I don't know if you can see that wavy messed up piece of metal is a lip that was spot welded to what remains of the quarter panel. Yes, I haven't got it out yet still, and that runs underneath, and there's a bit there, don't know where you can see. Now I've got that separated, but as you can see above where the screwdriver is, there's a bit still attached there, and there's no daylight through there yet, so it's still attached. Now, from what I can work out, I'm not going to be able to remove it, because I would need to remove the whole quarter. Simple as that. To get all the old one out, I'd have to remove the old quarter. Now remember where the screwdriver was sticking in still? Can you spot it? Yep. Right there. Sure you can. So it's free all the way down here. But we still have metal fused together somehow with something or other, welds over the top, spot welds originally, and then stuff over the top of that. So that, can you see? Probably not. Well, anyway, that runs all the way along under here. So that's the remainder of the original quarter panel. You can kind of see that. So I've come to the conclusion that it has beat me to a degree. And so what I'm going to have to do is remove as much as I physically can without taking this quarter off, which I would like to do, to be honest, because it's just a disgrace. But I don't have the money to replace it, unfortunately. There are around about 150 aside. Ideally I would love to just zip down here, across there, to do the whole front end, because it's not how I want it to be. I mean, it's fine, but it's below the level of how I would do it and how I would want it to be. But unfortunately, it's just the way it goes. I can't do it that way, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. That's gonna do it for this one, I think. I've talked a lot. Doesn't really been much progress, but fortunately it's one of them things I've just got to chip away at. And it's going to take time. It is horrendous trying to work in under there. And for all those people, this on here is Raptor bed lining. It is the tintable one. Okay, now fair enough, it looks pretty good when it's cleaned up, but from what I have found, it is not great. It is not going to hold up. Now, there could be a reason for that. When I did the pan on this car, I used Sync 182 primer. Now, that could be the reason. I don't know. It shouldn't. Maybe the bed liner doesn't really like that primer. Maybe it can't adhere to it very well. I don't know what the deal is. But I have found that it chips quite easily. Now I'm in here, I've got tools in here, fair enough. Like, this e-coating on the heater channel is probably more tough than the bed liner, unfortunately. That's how it is. Maybe should use the recommended primer, the epoxy stuff, which is what I use now. At the time, that's what I had, that's what I used. It's going to be fine, but I'm just making people aware that if you're going to use that stuff, spend the money and use the primer they suggest, because that could be the only reason that I can think of why it chips. Either that or it's just not very good. So there we go. Let's say that's going to do it for this video. I'll have a quick tidy up with the tools. I'm done. I'm back at work in the morning very early, so I don't want to be out here much longer destroying my back and everything else. So unfortunately I'm going to have to leave the car like this. Hopefully it's still like this when I come back to it and it's not destroyed. If it is, it saves me working on it anymore and spending any more money. I'll just get rid of it. No, I won't. Anyway, like I said, it's going to do for this. I'm done for now. Sunday I'm going to go home, relax before work. Hope everyone's had a good weekend, and hopefully I'll get down here during the week after work. Just chip away at that best I can, get rid of as much as possible, and just get this section done. Then get this heater channel welded in and do a part 3 of the heater channel. Anyway, enough talking, enough blabbing. see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.